Dr. Maitri, can we throw some more light as to how the industry looks at it, what sort of skills they are looking for, and how we really try to provide, how to bridge this gap? Because we at the business school, we are convinced how to go about it. I think the problem happens is when the industry looks for certain other thing. Is there is a gap which is the larger one or more? How can we bridge that? How really we should try to get into it?
Yeah, I think it is a very, very interesting question, and this question has been for long, and today this question is extremely relevant because of COVID-19. Now, there is a gap between industry expectation and skill set acquired through management education. There is a crystal clear gap because we prepare the students for the businesses exist. But how do you lead the world that doesn't yet exist? We have to teach our students, lead the world that doesn't yet exist. That question is coming. With post-COVID world, it was never known to us. It was impossible. It has become possible. So that is how world of work is changing quickly in front of our own eyes. World of work is changing. And the jobs are changing. The business cycles are changing. Business cycle now it is reduced to 20 years. And one generation, people are working many companies. And normally 4 to 5 years is the longest service in the corporate world. This is what happening in young generation. And multi-generations are working together in one company. It was never a phenomena, but now it is happening. Then life expectancy has gone 80 years, 80 plus. So in one generation, people work many companies. Earlier, people used to work, say, Tatas, Birlas, not only one generation, but many generations. I am the third generation person working in this company. So those days are gone. One generation, you can see many companies. This is not the only phenomena. Future belongs to a temporary workforce, not the permanent workforce. In future, 40% of the workforce is going to be the temporary workforce. A contractual workforce, not the permanent one. In future, individuals are going to be more important than the organization, than the corporate, than the companies. Today we say institutions or organizations are much bigger than individuals. That is what the today's statement. But in future, individuals are going to be much bigger than the organizations. Today, probably many of you may not agree, but world is moving in that direction. Today we talk about virtual CEO. Virtual CEO person is sitting somewhere and he or she manages many companies, not working for any one company, but as an expertise, as a resource person, he built many companies. We call serial entrepreneur, startup. So this is how the world is marching. And apart from that, future belongs to liquid workforce. Accenture has coined the term liquid workforce few years back. Liquid workforce means our jobs are keep on changing continuously in the same company or if you move to the other company. The moment jobs changes means your skill sets are changing. Skill sets are changing means you have to continuously skilling, reskilling, upskilling has to be done. It means it is a learning, relearning, unlearning. It means it is a lifelong learning. So IIM Trichy motto is Jnanam Anantam. Knowledge is endless. So the time has come, perpetual learner. Future belongs to those employees, those who are the perpetual learner. So one time learning, time has gone. Now I have learned, I have graduated. Now it is good enough. I need not to study. Those days are gone. You have to be a perpetual learning. So in this kind of environment, in this kind of context, a lifelong learning is going to play an important role. And keeping that in mind, our education institutions have to be ready how to make our students and alumni to learn on continuous basis. How to prepare them when they are in the college, how to prepare them for their life. Not for only 4-year degree, getting the degree or 3-year degree. It is not for the degree or a 2-year MBA degree in postgraduate. It is not for the degree. We have to prepare them for the life so that they keep on learning, keep on relearning, keep on unlearning, keep on skilling and reskilling. So this is the way we have to prepare our students, and they may visit only alumni meet once in a year or 10 year or 25 year or 50 year celebration. Now the time has come after becoming alumni, They come to the college, again learn, again unlearn, again relearn. This is how they are going to be the lifelong students, not going to be students for a few years and then become alumni. Now alumni will begin again, they will become student. And this is a kind of phenomena happening. And to close this gap, it is extremely important. 3 R's are important. Such kind of pandemic situation like COVID comes, we have to respond. Means immediately we have moved from offline to online or face-to-face to online. We should immediately respond, because those who act fast, they are going to rule the world. You can't afford to wait. You can't follow. You have to lead. You have to take a risk, and you have to respond. Number 1 R. Number 2 R. It is reimagine the workplace of tomorrow. Before teaching today, we have to reimagine the workplace of tomorrow. All faculty members. Then accordingly you have to teach. It is not that what is approved in the academic council or board of management studies, this is what I am going to teach because it is given to me. Time has come, faculty has to be flexible enough. Flexibility is going to rule the world. Rigidity is stupidity, and that is where your curriculum is agile curriculum. Your course is agile curriculum. So it is agile course. So that is where what is going to come for tomorrow, what is going to be useful for the student, how to teach my students to join the yet unborn job or the company. So we have to prepare them, and that is where it is extremely important. We have to prepare the students for such a skill set, and you also prepare the students. Future belongs to those who can make this, can be having the expertise in sense making skills. I always give the example of our great Indian leader who is working for American company, Microsoft, Satya Nadella. He's one of the best sense maker in the world. 2014, he took a charge when Microsoft was bad shape, and today he took it to the leading company. And it is all because of his sense making skill. Sense making skill you acquire not through books, textbooks, or learning from teachers. Sense making skills you get when you keep on changing the job, working different culture, different systems, different leaders, different bosses, different peers. It is learning from the peers. Out of that, you can make a sense. And this is how you can build your sense-making skills. And that is why earlier days, a person changes the job very often. They used to think this person is a bad because he changes the job very frequently. But today, time has come. Those who changes the job very frequently, they become a best sense-making people. They will develop the skill for sense-making. And such people are demanded in this world. What is going to come next 3 years? What is going to come next 10 years? What is going to be absolute in after 5 years? What is going to be a new thing going to come? Which surprises, miracle is going to come after 5 years? All those things, sense making is important. And today, Indians are best in that. And that is how today, if you look at the Microsoft, or you can talk about Google, you can talk about IBM, you can talk about even GMAT. All these great American companies are headed by Indians because they are the sense maker, best sense maker. Where there are no roads, they create a roads and they make others to follow. And that is where in America, whether Silicon Valley, whether it is the old traditional companies or whether the American business schools or universities, all led by Indians because they are best in contextual leadership. That is called as a fluid leadership because context changes like a fluid. I told liquid workforce. Liquid means, if you put the water into any container, it will take the shape of that container. This is how the jobs are changing. And that is how every context you have to provide the leadership. In this disruptive world, contextual leadership is extremely important. And that is in the DNA of Indians. And that is how future belongs to all of us. And if you work hard, we can make Indian education as a great education. Entire world should recognize and they take it as a role model, and nobody can stop us to make India as a Vishwaguru by building a great higher education in management and even higher education sector, because in our DNA contextual leadership is there. It is time has come, context is changing and contextual leadership is required, and only Indian can provide that contextual leadership, not the concept and models of Western world. It is only our traditional knowledge is going to take place. And I am sure this is a great time for us, how to make use of the great time to become the best and to build India as a knowledge for the world, it is in our hand.